sync. Hi, this is Laurie.
This is Peter.
And we're with Action Heroes LA, retaking a review that we just sat and did.
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
They're not the thing in the wheels.
No, this is our next film in our Holiday Horror Fest 2022/2023 or dash. Slash.
No, it's horror slash.
It's slash. Okay. So we had to retake this review. We just recorded it and
it didn't take.
It's retrograde, y'all.
Right.
But all right. So Barbarian, I got to look this up again. Hard to do this. A young woman discovers the rental home she booked is already occupied by a stranger. Against her better judgment, she decides to spend the night, but soon discovers there's a lot more to fear than just an unexpected house guest.
Right.
So, yeah. So this is fun. This was fun because they play with the concept of you do an Airbnb. It gets double booked. What happens? There's a possibly creepy person already staying there, but it's late at night. You're stuck in a city with no other rentals. What do you do?
Yeah, but first of all, I didn't think the guy was all that creepy at first. I just thought he was.
You're a guy.
Yeah, I was just like. But I was a few steps ahead of him on.
You don't have the girl gene where we gotta watch out for this shit.
You have to do that and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I have the no. You have to help. It's raining out. You have to do this.
I understand that.
And you know.
Well, he wasn't very helpful when he first.
No,
and that's what's kind of
that was kind of.
Dude, I was like, girl.
Yeah.
Get back in your car. And call some other place out.
Right.
Find some other place, you know. Where you can
yeah. And then after a while, when he settled down, and then she came out, and she was still kind of in a hyper way. Yeah, she was guarded, and she should be.
Yeah.
And this was the thing. I thought she was more guarded, you know, as he settled down, and. Where at first she was less guarded, she was like, although she didn't say it, she was almost like, what the hell are you doing in my house?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how everyone, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah. And that is like, she seemingly had the proper response.
Yeah.
And he was just like, look, it's late at night. I don't even know what this is.
Right.
Then they kind of
they
somewhat
come to a
switch
point.
roles.
Right.
And he was more, you might say, demure and kind of like just.
Well, yeah, he went from not being helpful at all to being too helpful. And then at one point they kind of struck a balance and kind of like, oh, okay, we're kind of vibing and getting along and liking each other a bit. And so she decides to spend the night. He just said, I'll sleep on the couch. You can go and sleep in the room and stuff like that and lock the door or whatever.
Yes.
And so it's hard to redo a damn. We had so much fun just talking about this.
But the one thing I do have to say, because it was a black girl and a white guy, and they pretty much did their roles.
Okay.
Although you can tell she was mixed. Yeah. And when we started yelling at the screen, you could tell we were black. And she started letting her white side come in, and she I'm going to go ahead and check this out.
Let her white side start making some decisions, and
it was
like black person would have been gone by now.
Yep.
Yeah, black side was telling you to get the hell out of there and go.
Yeah, and she did. She did have a very black moment.
Yeah, I had to repeal her black card after a while, but I gave it back to her.
Yes.
But anyway, this movie, it wasn't for me. I mentioned that of the horror movies we've seen this year, and this has been a really good movie year, really good year for horror movies. This was my least favorite of the ones I've seen because it's very much in the traditional genre of horror.
And I like that.
You like that, and I told this whole story of how my friend, when I lived in Kentucky, and she loved horror movies, and now I watched them this weekend. I kind of got it. It's the over the top and ridiculous nature of it is half the fun. Yeah. Yelling at the people to like, no, don't do that. It's half the fun. And this movie is a definite yell at the scream movie.
Yes.
Get your friends together.
Right. And then when she left and started becoming black again, I think, she also went into survival mode.
Yes.
Yes, because like, one thing, see, what is very scary?
You'll never
see. I like a very clean woman. Okay, so when Dirty Titties came out.
It's the horror of Dirty Titties, man. The horror. Oh, my gosh. You don't want hairs on your nipples.
And you don't want just crud just coming.
You know, and maybe that's a theme I didn't think of, because there's the guy and an assault. And this is something, I don't know, I'm getting off topic here. I'm kind of... No, I'm like serious. I mean, anyway, there's like one of the characters. He's been accused of assaulting a female coworker. You know, and he thought, oh, we were just hooking up, and turns out her side of it was no. He kind of forced himself in a way, and he didn't quite get that. Yeah. So he kind of finds himself. The tables turned. And I always think of this, like, because I've had guys say, oh, like there's stories of like the school teacher who sleeps with the teenage student, and like, oh yeah, that's great. That's like, you know what? If it's a hot school teacher, you think it's great. But what if it was somebody you didn't find attractive and they're, in that position? Even
at that, with that's kind of, it becomes an age thing. And
well, I'm just saying, this for these people is like, I've had people, guys that like think, oh, that's the greatest thing ever. I'm like, yeah, So that kind of sensibility is just off. Anyway, so that's beside the point.
Did she?
But it's dirty? Not. But she did. Yeah, if somebody with dirty titties came after you, would it be so fun?
Yeah. Here, put this in your mouth.
Exactly. Anyway, so this movie, we just reviewed Smile. I didn't like it as much as Smile. It doesn't really have a lot of the kind of depth and the psychological side of it.
Right.
But it was just a fun, it's a standard horror movie with some kind of new concepts, which is, I think,
there are some new concepts.
It does have some good scares for you. It's the fun, scream at the characters, yell at the screen for making stupid decisions.
Oh, yeah.
And,
don't put that in your mouth. You better put that in your mouth.
you know what's good for you. And that's what we're cracking up about it now. God, I wish the other review came, because we were rolling on that one.
Oh yeah.
Don't want you lose. So I was disappointed, and because they introduced one horror concept, then they do a flashback, and it's a different horror concept, and how they tie them together is kind of flimsy.
Yeah, but you know what? I really like.
Kind of flappy.
I really like Smile.
Yes.
Because it was very psychological.
Right.
This was more of a physical.
Okay.
Scare, but I do like physical scares.
Yeah.
I like that. I was yelling at the screen. And when I say yelling, I mean when stuff jumped out at me, I screamed.
Okay.
But what I liked here was this psychological horror movie drama. Here was a very physical one, but yet they had the same characters in it at the end.
There is a similarity in the ultimate horror character in these films. But my complaint is like this one doesn't really have much to say about the characters or the horror or how the arc, how it's tied together or anything. It just wants to give you kind of like, oh, wouldn't this be fun if you know?
Sure.
This is creepy. These type of things are creepy.
This one knew how to keep her top on, keep her clothes on. The other one didn't.
Oh my God. Oh goodness. So the anything, one thing we didn't get into the last review. What's with the title of this, Barbarian? Yeah, I don't know if I understand why this is called Barbarian, and that's kind of like one of the.
Yeah, because Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't in it.
No, he was not. It's not Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, well, it could have been a prequel.
Only if he has some titties or something. You know, on Arnold titties. No Arnold titties. Anyway. So, not to. Yeah, I just wish this had a little more to chew on.
I wish I could do an Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, here, suck this. I just wish this movie was had a little more depth. But that's not what it's. Well, they weren't big, but they were long.
Okay, but I can't. I give this movie a thumbs up because we're laughing so much. We had so much fun with it.
Yeah.
It's fun to recall. Mm-hmm. It's fun to talk about. It's a fun. I do recommend watching it just for your basic horror movie genre because it is well executed and fun.
And if you go on YouTube,
over the
there's
top,
some
ridiculous.
Audit the Audit. That's that. Oh.
The Audit. What was
Audit
that?
the Audit.
Audit the Audit.
Yes, when those cops started going. You know, it's like, are you crazy?
They were horrible police officers in this movie.
Yes.
But it was Detroit, so I don't know. Maybe that's how they are. It could be like New Orleans. I saw some horribleness there.
Yeah, but that neighborhood.
Oof. By the daylight, it's like, holy anyway.
Yes.
It was. Yeah, there were like concepts introduced that didn't go anywhere.
Right.
And they connected them, but you know why they were connected is just happenstance. I wish there was more of a connection and a more of a deeper, through line through this. But it was still a fun watch. Mm-hmm. And a very traditional horror movie sent over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want horror movie for the fun, yell at the screen type, this is a definite movie you want to watch.
Right.
Get your friends together
and have
at it. Yes, definitely. If anybody tells you to shush, they need to get kicked out of the theater. Yeah. This is definitely.
But see, that's the thing. If you are black today and passing, even if there's somebody way down, the line, you don't want to watch this movie. Because the person you're married to will know that there's black in your family. Because you're going to start talking to the screen.
It's going to come out. It's going to bring it at you.
Yeah.
Like it brought it out your girl here. What was that from The Ring? It said something in The Ring on there. But yeah, so that is Barbarian. It's currently on HBO Max to stream.
Yeah.
If you've seen it, let us know what you think in the comments.
And Arnold's not in it. So
no, he's not in it. But we out.
We out.
We out for a bottle of milk, y'all. Bye.